Good morning, Flosstube. My name is Laura, and I'd like to welcome you to Stitching by the Shore, my channel about cross stitch. It is Friday, July 31st, so we are just about done with the month of July. It is also my 25th video. Super exciting. Thank you so much to everybody who is a returning viewer who has watched and encouraged me and said that you've enjoyed my videos. You're the reason why I'm here for number 25. And thank you so much to anybody who's new. Welcome. I'm so pleased that you press play, and I hope you like what you see. I hope maybe you'll stick around, hit subscribe, maybe like. Feel free to comment at any time. I do respond to all comments because I love talking to people about my hobby, and there is nobody around here for me to talk to about without glazed eyes happening. So you guys are my stitchy talk people. So please feel free anytime, leave any comments you want. 24 hours of cross stitch. Did you do it? I did 14 hours. I am hashtag team sleep, and I am hashtag arthritic body. So I can't sit for long periods of time. I think an hour and a half stretch was the longest stretch I did over the 3 days, but I have to get up, move around, either jump on the treadmill, do some yoga, just do some housework, do whatever. So I spread it out maybe 5 hours, and 4 hours over the 3 days, which was fun. I really enjoyed it. I got my stitchy bug fix, and it was just kind of an incentive to be like, I'm gonna spend a little bit more time stitching this weekend than I might normally have. So I did not hit 24, but I am not disappointed by 14. I think that for me is great. If you hit 24, rock on. And if you did it without sleep, boy, my hat is off to you, because there's no way I could do that. I might wake up at 4:30 in the morning, but I'm usually not up stitching at that hour. So, it is the way it is. It is, I know somebody had mentioned how they had basically almost forgot about it. There is a Facebook group for the 24 hours of cross stitch, and I will link that down below. And that's the only reason I knew it was coming last weekend, was that she had made a post, I think in the middle of the week, just reminding everybody that was the weekend for it, because I don't know the dates. I think they're already set. Like, I don't know if they get set at the beginning of the year for the whole time. I'm sure the next one is probably already set. I don't know if it's 3 months or 4 months or something like that they run them. So if you want to get in on it and you want to get more information about it, the Facebook page is a great way to do that. And then people post their stitching there as well too, so it's always fun to see. So that's another resource if you want to jump in on that one. Let's get to stitching. I have 2 finishes. Yay! So I finished the month strong with a couple finishes. The first one, you're not going to be surprised by the 2 finishes, because those were the closest. Cottage Needleworks, the December cottage, because I was kind of mostly doing a Christmas in July theme. I jumped ahead to do the December cottage, and then next month I'll go back to October. This is done on 18 count. It's vintage country mocha, but it's the flip side. Do they print the vintage country mocha? Is that what it is? Is a printed one? I'm not versed enough in I haven't been back to cross stitch long enough to know all these things. But the back side is just a plain color, and that's the side I've been using for all the months. So that's what it looks like. I did do all of the snowflakes in the end, but I did not do, there was like little ones in between the flowers up at the borders, top and bottom border, and I liked it the way it was. So I kept it that way. I love the look of this house. Kind of reminds me of a New England-y sort of house in some ways. And the cardinals, we always have tons of cardinals. Not so much now that we had to take our bird feeder down because of the bear. Well, the bear broke the bird feeder. It wasn't like we voluntarily took it down, but we would have had to if he hadn't broken the thing. because we don't want him back. But we still have a few stray cardinals that like to hang around and fly around, so we get to see them still, even if they're not at the bird feeder. But that is finished. So what I am planning on doing on all of these, and I had a question for you all. I'm just going to put them on an easel. So I'll put these on sticky board, and I'll do another small layer with a coordinating fabric behind it. You know, pull out like this one. You know, red is very prominent, so I might find something with red and pull that out and have that as a layer behind it. And then they're going to go on an easel, so it can be just changed out. My mom can just change them out each month easily without having to fiddle with stuff. So I was on Amazon looking at easels, because when you don't leave the house, you shop at Amazon. And they had different sizes, you know, whether it was 4, 5, 6. What do I do for size? Do I buy it so that the back of the easel is not showing? Does this have to be taller than the back of the easel, so I go with something smaller? What's the design etiquette on that, if anybody knows? They had, the one I found, it was simple. It actually was a set of however many, so I could even use a couple myself. And they had it in, I think, 4, 5, 6, I don't know how many, like how far up it went inches wise. So I assume that's top to bottom, say 6 inches. You've got a little bit of the wherever it sits on the base, but how am I measuring that so I know which one to buy, if that makes sense? So if you know, please drop a comment to me and let me know, because I looked at them and I said, oh, I don't know which one to buy now, because I figure I can buy that, get that bought. I don't know if I was actually looking at fabric on Amazon too, but I don't really know what to buy there. So I don't know what I'll do with that, because I would like to finish something behind them. But at least this way I can get them going with the finishing, because my pile is now going to start stacking up. And I'm not sure when I'm actually going to start getting some finishing stuff otherwise. The other finish, this is from Twin Peak Primitives. It's part of the I'll Be Home series, and I was working on the August house this month. Now, I didn't even know about these. I saw these on Just Keep Stitching. Pam was talking about starting a new sal for her birthday, year-long sal, although they never really end. And she was going to be stitching them all as one piece. You can stitch them individually. Some people are only doing maybe 2 of the 12 months. People are doing it as big piece. There's a Facebook page, so I will link that down below if you're interested in it. And I chose to do them individually because I don't think I would ever put up a big piece of them. I think it's going to be beautiful when people are finished with it, of all of the months in one big piece, but it's not something that I would put up. So I went with the individual. And you know, I had the dilemma with the August month. Thank you so much, everybody who commented last video. And I actually went with your suggestions that I hadn't even thought of before. This is on Friendship Greene by Fabric by Stephanie, 18 count. If you're new, everything's 18 count. So I won't keep saying that, but I will keep telling you colors and where it's from if I know. It's such a pretty green. I really love this one. I have, whatever piece I have, and I want to use it for a bunch of things, and now I have to save it until I have an order with Stephanie, but she's running about 12 weeks behind, and I'm about 9 or 10 weeks into the order, so I might get it in a few weeks. And I do think I have another fat quarter of this Friendship Greene coming, because I adore it. It's such a pretty green. But anyway, I digress. So I didn't know what color to do August in, because it was charted in white, and the white was not showing up very clearly on this fabric. And I had thought about doing one of the flower colors, but that wasn't gonna work with squirrels. The house color was another option, but then you guys also mentioned doing the leaves. And so I said, I'll give that a try. And I think it's cute. I ended up using the same color green as I do with the leaves. Now, the only thing I would have changed, I had not realized it. Again, I don't always pay attention when I'm stitching these things, looking at the overall picture. I'm almost so focused on the micro rather than the macro, the big picture, that I hadn't realized this. And it's charted this way. August is not center with the squirrels. It's a little bit closer to the house. And it's not going to bug me. It's not the end of the world. But ideally, I probably would have dropped it down 1 or 2 squares and made it a little bit more equal with the centered this way with the squirrels. But that's fine. I like it, even though it's like that. And it will make me more aware, again, because I'm not doing them as a big piece. It doesn't matter. And it's funny because I did look. Some of them are charted to be flush with the bottom if there's an animal. Some are in the center with whatever's there. Some are higher. It's funny. There's no rhyme or reason necessarily. But because I'm not stitching them all as one piece, it doesn't matter if they're not equal anyway. But that's that one. My first Twin Peak Primitives is done. And I'm excited about it. So we're going to move on to the second month of whatever I'm choosing to do. And those are my 2 finishes. So excited. No clue what I would do with those houses. I don't know. Maybe if I get extra easels, they could be plopped on an easel. They're wider than the other ones, but I'll give it a try. All right, whips. Works in progress if you're new. The first one is Prairie Schooler. He's the 2020 Santa. Love those bunny rabbits, and those are actually stitched. This is done on a Picture This Plus, and it's Jade, which is really a pretty green as well. And that's where I've gotten. So I focused, I think, on the bunnies this past week, and I just keep going with his clothes. I don't have his face done yet. He is charted in, it's a very mauve-y color. I don't care for it, especially on this. So I'm going to rechart his face with a different color, but I have no idea what I'm doing yet. So right now he has a green face until I figure it out. So he's pretty far along. I am not going to do, I'm pretty sure, the little jagged line border or the words necessarily. I mean, you could, because it's like the north wind is blowing them, but I don't know if it's really, I'll see if I want it or not. I'm concerned about the border and then trying to finish it. Will it look kind of skewed? I'm not sure I could finish it 100% straight so that the border doesn't look kind of off kilter. And so I don't know. That's optional. So I still definitely, I have some leaves and the rest of his clothes and his boots, but it's coming along. And his, this part goes, if you make an outline, you're just filling in then, which is kind of nice if you want something that's a little less taxing on the brain. Because clearly I need some easy stitches at times. But he's fun. He's the first Prairie Schooler Santa I've done. I like him on this green. And I don't know if I will make him into an ornament. I'm not a big ornament kind of girl. I have a few. We had gotten as gifts like some of the big bulbs, decorative bulbs and things like that. So I have a few different types of things like that are big. So I don't know. We'll see. If I finish it would be a very simple finish anyway because he is bigger, so there's no way I want to add a lot of poof onto him anyway. So we'll see. That might be an option is an ornament, a simple ornament. And that would probably be an easy finish. It might actually get finished. Next, we have Jolly Saint Nick and Rudolph from Stitching with the Housewives. Now this is done. I went a little bit different. It is done on April Showers by BeStitchMe. So it's a bright blue. It's not a in-your-face bright blue, but it's bright enough. The lighting, I was playing around with the lighting this morning because we had rain this morning, but it looks like it's clearing up, but it's kind of dark here. But this is what we have. I focused on Santa. you know, I've mentioned before, it's so cute, this border, but it is kind of a pain with changing colors. It's a little fiddly. So I wanted something that was a bit more just work on a color. And I'm not quite done with his cup yet. In the cup, it's charted for the word jolly, but it was done on 28 count, so it's over 2. So it's a lot easier in the chart. It's fine. It's easy to do the letters the way it's charted, but on Ada, I have to split the middle, and I have to keep splitting the middle, and that may not work. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I might just leave it a plain, you know, it's just the plain white cup without any words. I may attempt it, but one might split fine, but then the next one, I don't know. We'll see how that works. But there he is. And I had messed up, and then I'd forgotten I messed up. I had, instead of white, the 3865, is that what she uses as the DMC conversion? I had done the gray conversion, which was like 762. I had accidentally picked it up thinking it was the white, and it wasn't. And I said, oh, well, I'll just do that all the way through. Well, then when I got here, I promptly forgot that I was changing that, and I went with the 3865. So it's a little different, but honestly, unless you're nitpicking, I don't think it's really going to be that big a deal. But he's cute. I have my little reindeer in there. Rudolph is all done. So yeah, so I will finish Santa, and then I will buckle up and I will finish the borders. I am not sure for August. I think I'm putting aside Christmas for August. I enjoyed it, but I'm a little Christmased out at this point, and there's a lot of other things I want to stitch. So, and I definitely want to start finishing potentially things that are more seasonal for the first season that comes before Christmas, and that would be the autumn stuff. So I like him, and he will get more work, but I think for August he's going to be put aside, put in my bag of whips, and grab out some of the other ones that are sitting in there that have been neglected this month. My last whip, the big one, Christmas list. My Christmas list, or is it Christmas list? I don't know. I think the pattern says it. I call it Christmas list, but it might be my Christmas list. Not that you really care. Silver Creek samplers. You'd find it. My goal was, and I don't remember when I wrote these goals for the month, if it was for the word gingerbread or the gingerbread men. You'll see I kind of fudged it a little bit. This is done on Seaglass. Now I can say Seaglass, right? Because I didn't know for the longest time. It was unnamed. It was an unnamed win on Friday Night Fight Nights. But it's Seaglass from BeStitchMe. And so I wrote the word gingerbread, and I put a little gingerbread guy in, and I called it, well, I hit my goal for the month. I had to work over here first. This was not done. The candy canes were not. I had words here. So I had all that to do before I could come down. Now, the one thing, for those of you who may have stitched this, I don't know if, and it may not show up. If you look closely, between the candy canes, there is, so this guy is a full guy, and then this guy is broken up, and there's spaces in between. Did you fill in and just do 2 intersecting candy canes if you did it, or did you leave that break? I'm not loving the break. Now, from a distance, it probably wouldn't be obvious, but when I look at it up close, it makes me think I forgot to stitch something. It's not charted for anything, so I don't know if I would just put white there. I think the way the colors go, I could get away with doing white on each side. But if you have done something and you changed that, can you drop me a line, let me know? Or if you're like, Laura, you're overthinking it, you can tell me that too. I don't think in what I've stitched, I didn't change any of those colors. I know with the present, I had changed this color because it was the lighter blue that you see in it. With this color fabric, I wanted it to pop a little bit more. But I think that's the only thing I changed in the section that I've been doing. I was able to find more 930, so I'm all set because there's a lot more of that blue. I think I may run out of this color. There's not as much of it as the blue. And when I placed my last order, they were out of it. So I might just try to do a Michael's curbside pickup and see if I can grab it there. Floss has gone up at Michael's. It's 62 cents now instead of the 56. I think right now I have a 20% coupon online order that I can do. But I had heard that DMC had gone up from France, and so it was going to trickle down to the rest of us getting. I didn't know what the price would be, but I saw it at 62 cents at Michael's online, and then I don't know anywhere else because I haven't looked anywhere else. But that is all of my whips. I do have a new start. Yesterday I felt like just doing a little bit of something just to start something new. Because I'm doing the illbehomesal, this is not going to necessarily fit in with what my August plans are, but I do want to keep them going, this and the country cottage houses, so they're grandfathered in a little bit more, and then anything else I work on will have kind of a theme, so to speak, just for fun, nothing specific. But I decided to not skip around, so I decided to do the September house next, and that's what it looks like in the charts. I had to change a few things. Now, it's not really obvious yet, and it doesn't look so much against that picture. This is done on, now this one is not named because I wanted in a Friday night fight night, but I really like it. It's just a plain color, but I might have to ask Brandy if she could redo, do some more of this one. It's an unnamed BeStitchMe. It's not Princess. She does have one called Princess that is blue, kind of like this, but I own some of that, and it's much splotchier, more modeled, whatever you want to say. This is very much just a straight color, which I actually really enjoy. So if it is something that she plans on doing or adding, I'll let you know, but for now it's just unnamed. And this is what I got. This one, because I'm not doing, there is a border that you can do with these, and actually you're not going to see it here. It's especially there if you're doing all of them. Because I am not doing any type of border, I actually started, I found the middle of my fabric and I started in the top middle and I came down one way and then I came down the other way. Now the charted green for the leaves is a really gold olive green something. I wasn't loving it. So I went through a bunch of my greens and I did change that out. And then I didn't really like whatever was chosen for the vines with this color. So I went through my browns to find something there. So that's what we have. So the little flower pots are in the charted DMC, but all the other stuff I changed up. All the other stuff. It's two different other things. So I stitched this side first, and no problem. I kept checking and rechecking and counting to make sure I wasn't messing up along the way. And then I did this side. And as I got near the bottom, I got so nervous thinking, because it's a border, even though it's not really a border. Oh man, hopefully I did it right and they're gonna line up. So the second I finished the stitch, that was the thing, I put a piece of paper along the bottom and checked to make sure they lined up. And they do, which makes the flower pots line up. So I'm really liking this color. I don't know how white would show up. I'd love it to be for a wintry type of blue to use. I thought about the Brooks Books ornaments on this color blue, especially if maybe I did an opalescent. But I need to see in this pattern, this month, again, the words are charted in white. So I'll find out if the white looks good on this very quickly, or I might be changing that and recharting that as well. But we'll see. We'll see. You might be called upon again to give your color suggestions, because you guys are great. Thank you so much for all of that. You were on the ball with that, and if I could, I'd be curious to try it a couple different ways because you guys had some great suggestions with that. But yeah, so that was yesterday. That was a pretty quick, that was easy because the leaves are all one color. In last month, the flowers were 4, so it took a lot longer. So that was just one color. It was easy to do those. And this was just following it along. So it went faster than I thought it would. So that's super exciting. And this will get continued through August. Well, let's talk about August, shall we? I'm putting away Christmas, like I said, because I want to take a break from Christmas. I'm doing bold, bright August, basically because it's hot. So you think hot, reds, oranges, yellow, all that type of bright are just hot colors. You know, you look at the maps, the temperature maps, and they're all those colors. So I'm gonna embrace it. You know, I'm in the air conditioning. It's not like I'm not really going anywhere except taking the dog out. So I get hot while I'm taking the dog out, but so that's what I'm embracing. It's a bold, bright August, which means I get to pull back out Hello Pumpkin from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. And I am going to pull back out the Halloween Cat from Satsuma because those are the bright colors. And I have a couple of ideas of other things that may or may not get started. And I will continue this house, the September house, and I will start October from the Country Cottage. There's got to be a little bit of orange in an October house, so that can slide into the plans a little bit. But, you know, I don't make rigid plans or things. I have a loose idea, and then I just kind of go with the flow. Whatever calls to me, calls to me. Shopping, I don't have much, and it's all fabric. I do have a couple of orders that I placed for stuff besides fabric, and in spirit of Christmas, finishing Christmas in July, I had a little something for you guys too. It didn't come yet. I ordered a day too late. I think it's supposed to come tomorrow, of course. So we may extend Christmas in July into August a little bit if that comes in before the next week's video. But fabrics, I have from 4 different fabric dyers this month. This first one is from Mystic Fabrics. Now, I am not part of her Fabric of the Month club. It's closed, and I don't know when she has something like 500 or 600 maybe, so I don't know her numbers, but she's got a lot, so I don't know if she's opening it again soon. But a lot of times, I know both her and Brandy, a lot of times will have extras in some of the counts. So I kept watch after I saw what it was, and she had posted some extras, and I picked one up. So this is called Gilded. Isn't it pretty? It's a gorgeous kind of yellow, goldish something or other. Love it. And yeah, it's modeled, but it's not, it's subtle. So I really, really like that. You're going to see one I got that's not quite so subtle that you might have to help me figure out what to use with. It's cool. It's really cool. But that goes a little bit beyond my capabilities at times. But this one is called Gilded from Mystic Fabrics, and it is her July 2020. I want to say after a few months, she might put them on her website because I think the first 3 months might be on the website as options that you can buy. Not 100% sure about that because I'm new to Mystic Fabrics, so I don't know a lot about that. The next one is from BeStitchMe. She is Fabrics of the Month, a neutral, and she calls it standard. So you don't know what you're going to get. So I have the standard, and I had showed you that last week when that came in. Well, when I saw the neutral, I immediately jumped in and said, "Hey, Brandy, do you have any more of that in 18 count?" She said, "Yep." I said, "Send it on over." This is called Blush. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous light pink. It's not a pinky pink because I don't know what I would do with a pinky pink unless I had a very specific idea, but this is gorgeous. I definitely want to do the February house on some of this when I get to February, but I think there are a lot of things I could see on this, and I'm really excited to give this one a go. This is both Blush and Wicked, which was the standards color for, what month was this? Well, it would be July. Those are both on the website, and then I think she added 3 more other colors that she had been playing with, and she has redone her website. So if you haven't seen the actual website, check it out, because there's some, navigation wise it's a little bit different, but she definitely has added. The next one, Color and Cotton, I joined in not that long ago, just a few months, on their fabric club, and I don't know, I thought there was a neutrals and a standard or color or whatever, and I'm pretty sure I got the color. This is a neutral, but that's all right, I'll use it, but it's not the same neutral that I've seen a lot of other people. It was something pear that a lot of people had gotten for their fabric of the month. This one is called Requiem. Requiem. I'm not going to say it right, but you know the word I'm talking about. It's just a lovely little gray. So it'll get used. I just get a small piece because I want to get a chance to just explore the colors, is the way I do with this one. So that's that. So those are all the fabric of the months. I'm only in 2 fabric of the month clubs though, BeStitchMe and Color and Cotton. The other one is I placed an order. She's on Etsy. I think she has a website as well. Hand Dyed Happiness is her business, and I'm just looking at the tag. The tag has the Etsy shop listed. Maybe that's because I bought it from the Etsy shop. I picked up a couple of smaller pieces because, again, she has some great stuff, and I have ordered a few from her, and I wanted to get a few small ones so I can start to see what the different colors look like if I want to order in the future. And it's great quality, and this one is called Autumn Sunrise. And this, I have to open it up to look at that. Now that's modeled, but that's modeled I can work with. I think this is gorgeous. It reminds me a little bit of Brandy's Phoenix, but it's deeper. So if I want bright, I could see Brandy's more, especially with the reds. If I want like a deep oranges and reds, a little bit deeper, this is the one I'm pulling out. So that's the first one I had ordered. Now, she was on vacation on Etsy. I will link her down below. I think because of some of the shortages of some of the fabrics, she didn't want to take orders that she couldn't fulfill at the moment. Perfectly understandable. But you can, with Etsy, you can be notified when somebody takes themselves off of vacation. So if you are interested in trying some of her fabrics, I think they're lovely, and I would definitely recommend her. I'll link her below. It's Hand Dyed Happiness. Now this is the one I have no idea what to do with. It looks cool on the website, and I said, I'll give it a try. And it's a small piece. This is called Bluestone Terrace. Cool, huh? But what do I stitch on it? If I could figure out something where you could utilize those shades, that'd be cool. So I have no idea what I'm using this for, but again, it's a smaller piece. Maybe just the right pattern will come along at some point, and I'll know that it's time to use that. So that's it for my shopping. It was all fabric, and that was all. Before I finish up, I totally goofed on the giveaway. Was it last week that I chose a giveaway winner? Yeah, it was. It was last week. Well, I had chose from the wrong pile of names. So it was no wonder the person never contacted me, because they didn't actually put their name in for this giveaway. So I'm going to re-choose a winner for the minders, the needle minders giveaway. So I had bought some needle minders from Mad from Minders, and this is the one in spirit of Christmas in July that I had picked up that I was giving away to you guys. This is an Etsy shop that I got these from, so it was my first foray into needle minders. And I'm going to pick a new name, and I double checked this time that I have the right sets of names, and that the person that wins this actually did put their name in to win it. Oh, wait a minute, there's 2, so I'm going to close my eyes so I don't cheat. And the winner is Elaine H. So Elaine, if you could let me know what your address is, you can either do it through my Gmail address that is down below. You'll also see my Instagram down below. Feel free to DM me. I don't post a ton on Instagram, but I'm around, and it shows up as a little notice on my phone. So, Elaine, congratulations. You get the needle minder. So drop me a line, let me know. I'm going to put this with this so that I know that you are the winner. And thank you so much, everybody, for playing along with that. And that's about it. That's all I've got. I don't even have much life stuff, so even if you bug out now, I don't have much to talk about. What are we doing? Connor is doing a college tour on Monday. It is just him and Mo that's going to go, and it's just them and a student, and it's all outside with masks. So, you know, he's got to look at colleges. He's a senior next year, and we've been doing it, looking at online, but you can only do so much. So he's doing that on Monday. That's his big adventure, and Mo is going to golf with his dad on Sunday because they can socially distance, and it's a good sport to socially distance. And that means I can stitch on Sunday. So Sunday morning will be a nice, quiet, stitchy morning for me, I think. Other than that, we have got nothing much but a possible hurricane coming up the coast for all of you in Florida, all the way up Carolinas, through the mid-Atlantic, up through New England like me. Let's keep our fingers crossed that maybe the hurricane will decide to go out into the Atlantic and completely skip us. Fingers crossed, because the house is in Delaware that we're building, and that is right along the line. So it has me a little worried. You know, there's a potential going through there. So I know they were talking about starting to put shingles on the roof. Maybe they might hold off on that if they're looking at the forecast. Because everything else, all the outside, I think today windows and doors were going in, and then the outside is wood-wise, and the front part besides the roof is done. So fingers crossed that the hurricane decides to scuttle along somewhere else. If it doesn't and it hits anybody, I hope that there is no damage. I hope that it doesn't get super strong, and I will be keeping you all in my thoughts depending on where you are, because I know different people who are in different places that it might get hit by. So stay safe with that one. If it decides to come along with us, it's 2020. What else to expect? Other than that, stay cool if you can. Drink plenty of water. That's my weekly reminder, to drink plenty of liquids, especially water, not caffeine, so that you can stay hydrated and safe. And things are crazy out there, so I hope you all are staying safe and doing well. And Stitchy friends, you are so special to me. So thank you so much for tuning in every week and checking in with me as well. And until next time, happy stitching.